In this video, I'd like to introduce you to a non-traditional strategy for multiplying whole numbers that involves using a minimal number of zeros as you compute the answer. This strategy involves the elimination of unnecessary zeros while calculating the answer. This is a conceptual visualization when multiplying. When multiplying by a digit, start directly below the digit in the answer. Why? When you multiply by the ones digit, you get ones. When you multiply by the tens digit, you get tens. When you multiply by the hundreds digit, you get hundreds, and so on. This strategy is sometimes taught and used on place value zeros, like in examples 1 and 2, but seldom discussed and used as shown in examples 3 and 4. Example 1, two-digit multiplier using the non-traditional strategy using minimal zeros. Let's take 36 times 264. First, multiply by the 6 and start the answer right below the 6 in the answer. 6 is the ones digit, so start in the ones place of the answer. So we take 6 times 4 is 24, regroup 2. So we multiply by the 6. Second, you're going to multiply by the 3, but we're going to start right under the 3, not put a 0 for placeholder, because we're going to start in the tens digit. So multiply by 3. You get 792. This actually means 792 tens. What happens when you put the 0 as a placeholder under the 4? That makes 792 tens to 7,920. It changes your tens to ones. By using zeros as placeholders, what you're doing is you're making everything in terms of ones, but we don't need to. Okay, now we would add the two rows. To get our answer of 9,504. Example 2, three-digit multiplier using a non-traditional strategy using minimal zeros. First, multiply by the 6. Start right below the 6. Multiply by the 6. We would have this answer. Second, multiply by the 3. Start right below the 3. Because these represent tens. Next, third, multiply by the 5, start right below the 5. Okay. We did not put the zeros into whole places. If you put a 0 in the second line for 792 tens, that would make it 7,920, which changes to ones. If you add two zeros to the bottom row, now you're going from 1,320 hundreds to 132,000. Fourth, add the 3 rows to get your answer. So our final answer is 141,504. Okay. Now, those are just two places where you may have seen the zeros eliminated. But now, let's look at a problem like example 3 here. Zeros in the multiplier. Okay. In this case, multiply by the 3 and start the answer right below the 3 in the answer. So we multiply by the 3. We get the following. Next, we're going to multiply by the next 0. So multiply by 0. This time start right below the 0. And remember, 0 times anything is 0. You only need one 0. We do not need a row of zeros like is customary. So we only need the one 0. Now we move to the next 0. Multiply by the next 0. And start right below it. And remember again, 0 times anything is 0. So all we need is 1 0. Now we're going to multiply by the 5 and start right below the 5. And we have this. And now we add. In many classrooms, this problem would have 2 complete rows of zeros, and then you'd have 4 rows to add to get your answer. By eliminating, remembering that 0 times anything is 0, and just putting 1 0 in the answer right below the 0 you're multiplying by, it saves you space and time. Now, if we look at 30,200 times 1,457. Traditionally, you were taught to place the smaller number on bottom, multiply with placeholders. So we place the 1,452 on bottom, multiply by the 7. We would have this. Then you were taught to put a placeholder in, multiply by the 5. We'd go through, do all the multiplication by 5. Then you would put 2 placeholders, multiply by the 4. Put 3 placeholders, multiply by the 1. Now add. So you have 4 rows to add. So we end up with this answer. Okay, now let's look at the non-traditional, using minimal zeros. Okay, this time we're going to place the number with the least non-zero digits on the bottom. So this time we're going to put 30,200 on the bottom because there's only 2 non-zero digits. Okay, 1,457 has 4 non-zero digits. So we want the one with the least number of non-zero digits on the bottom. Multiply by the 0, you get 1 0. Multiply by the 0, you get 0. Multiply by the 2, start right below the 2, multiply it out. Now next, multiply by 0, go down, right down to the 0, put a 0. Now multiply by the 3, start below the 3, multiply it out. And finally, now we just add these 2 rows to get our answer. And if you notice, as we add these, we're going to get exactly the same answer. A lot less zeros, and we only have 2 rows of numbers to add instead of 4 rows of numbers. So this is a non-traditional strategy that helps eliminate a lot of the zeros that you're accustomed to using. To learn more about this strategy and other multiplication strategies, get detailed explanations, additional examples, and practice problems, go to Mason's Amazing Math on Teachers Pay Teachers website, enter Book 1, Chapter 9 in the search box, download Book 1, Chapter 9 ebook pages for $1. You'll be amazed at what $1 will buy you. I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully this will help you in multiplying problems involving zeros. It'll help eliminate a lot of your zeros and speed your multiplication up. Thank you.